Iceland and Sweden coming up. I believe we're prepping up for that, so don't go anywhere, as that match will be starting in just a second here. There we are.
Yep. Teams are going to duke it out.
Yeah, Iceland finally having a roster. It's been the dream of Ash Ketchum for years now. Iceland, not very many players, small population in general, but they finally got the roster they needed to make an appearance, and I think they're just super excited to be here. Sweden, meanwhile, definitely a team that's played many years. I think about seed 14, middle of the pack.
Yeah, middle of the pack with a bit of a surprising loss in the previous round. One of the teams that we expected to win in that initial round of 32. Did not happen. And hence they are now in the losers bracket facing off against their Nordic brothers and sisters.
Yeah, unfortunately, someone is going to be eliminated from the tournament here in this match. Both teams definitely wanting to take the victory here. See how this turns out. Like a Hard Rock 3 ban.
Yeah, and a mixed mod 2 ban, I think. Coined by the term Mystery Mod 2. I mean, if you haven't discussed before and what mods you play with your team, then you could call that a mystery mod for sure.
Yeah, so Mixed Mod 2 going to be banned by Sweden, Hard Rock 3 by Iceland, and then missed what that first pick was. Scroll down here. Mixed Mod 1. Mystery Mod 1.
Yeah, okay, getting started very quickly this time. A little better for the Canada versus Indo match to end, so that they would appear on stream for the entirety of the game. And yeah, here you go. For your entertainment, in Iceland and Sweden. Getting started in just a little bit.
Latvia versus Norway, still going strong over on the B channel. Looks like scoreline now 4-5. So Norway at that match point. Latvia just need one more point to bring it to tiebreaker.
Yeah, crazy close over there too. Latvia also really flexing their muscles. Did not expect them to play this well against Norway either. So we'll get into a double time pick now, which is Norway's pick, so could be tricky. But otherwise, we might get to see a tiebreaker in the other channel. Who knows?
Definitely going to be a VOD that I will watch later. But for now, my eyes are glued on Iceland. Their debut performance. Ash Ketchum, Kiriwi, Berkir. Going up against the tried and true Datapeta, Shimamaru, and Satomi.
Some veterans in the Swedish team coming back after a couple of missed editions of CWC. And always Sweden was a bit of a wild card. Sometimes they had a good year, sometimes they had a really bad year, sometimes they had an epic year. They even finished third place in 2014. To the people who still remember that, that is by now 10 years ago. Yes, you are quite old. Getting started. Couple of misses. Yeah.
Yeah. Misses out the gate. Datapeta gonna be turning the favor. Is it Datapeta or is it Datapata?
Either one works. Just call them Data. You could go for that too. Struggling a little bit on this match to the other players. Just a little more. However, Birker doing quite well on the no mod. We still have to consider the fact that Iceland did seed fair lead, meaning that the team isn't very, very solid. We have Ash Ketchum, absolute beast of a player. The others have not too much tournament experience. There's a miss for Shaman Mirio, which is followed up by Kirivi, but already leading by quite a large margin.
Like that little sword swish sound. And that it's mapped. Nice attention to detail. Yeah, I guess you would expect from Dave.
100%.
More misses coming out in the final moments of the song. Sweden holding a pretty strong lead. Approaching, yeah, about 300,000. So it does look like gonna get a break point for Sweden to start out the match.
It is kind of to be expected, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Iceland going to probably have a bit of a tough time on a lot of these maps. Ash Ketchum is like a star player, a top player just in general. So definitely going to lead the team to the best visibility, but fortunately Iceland just doesn't have a lot of players in general. So some of the other players going to struggle a bit on the more difficult maps. Dave mapping definitely would fit that category.
Surely. It is a bit of a small country, Iceland, so it's harder to get more players over there than it is in, for example, your country USA or Sweden, for example, still has plenty more available people that could potentially play those two paths. So it is still a very nice thing, even qualify for this tournament, truly.
Yeah, Ash has been wanting to qualify for years, so I'm really happy that he finally got his time to play in the premier tournament. CWC, dreams coming true. We're gonna get Hidden 3 coming out. We saw this one banned in the previous match, so I'm excited to see it getting played this time around. I'm gonna be Air 9.2. Nothing too funky there, but this is gonna be more technical, a lot shorter, just over 2 minutes long. So this one's really going to challenge hidden reading a bit in a more technical sense than like low AR.
Yeah, that's correct. The snapping on this map is just really rough. And if you aren't too experienced, that's gonna only get worse for you. It is already a fairly difficult map for nobody, I would say. And it is something that could just very well appear in Nomad as well. But they chose for hidden on this one instead. Getting started. Birker and Klivi with a couple of early misses. And see Enjoyer following that up on the Swedish side. Other than that, fairly stable combos. Ash Ketchum and Satomi actually the only ones to hold on now after a ACL miss. Goes.
That's everyone down.
And just Satomi holding on to combo now. Really a very nice hidden player. Practiced hidden quite a lot in this past year. And it's really paying off now.
I mentioned earlier this can be kind of more technical, difficult mapping, so seeing that in effect here, definitely a bit more messy of a map for both teams.
Then again, a lot messier over on the Icelandic side so far. Birker and Karivi really struggling to build up any sort of combo at the moment. On the other hand, Sweden has more stable combos in general. Ash Ketchum is trying the very hardest to get back up onto the scoreline as well, but Satomi is really countering that well as well. Full combo over on their side.
Yeah, the other thing Iceland's going to struggle with a bit, they only have 4 players, so they can't afford to have players specialize in certain mods and swap out for depending on the map. They just kind of have to practice all of it and try their best, even if it's a mod that they're not as comfortable on.
Yep, that is very true as well. But that's gonna make you feel uncomfortable, especially if you're gonna... In this case, we're still very early in the match, but yeah, vv and Birk are really struggling to keep up with the rest of the pack here. In the meantime, Satomi holding on to that combo still. And they might just round it up with a full combo right there, which they will. Incredible score.
Yeah, another fairly decisive win for Sweden. 0-2. Also, update on the other match finally came to a close. Norway stealing away chances for a tiebreaker, much like Canada did in the match on this stream. 4-6 final scoreline. Latvia trying to go the distance, but Norway gonna steal it away without a tiebreaker at the end. Coming out, speaking of low approach rate hidden, here we are. Ash Ketchum, let's see if we can prove our theory earlier of like lower rated players perhaps having an advantage on low AR. They haven't quite fully graduated away from it.
Yeah, a bit of a gamble is what Ash Ketchum is saying here, and I think he's right. We just played hidden. And again, very different dynamic of the hidden pick here. The AR is quite a lot lower by entire unit even, so here 8.2 versus the 9.2 which we just saw. And I guess this might be better for Karivi and Baker, maybe being more used to the lower AR stuff still, considering the fact that they are still fairly new to the game compared to some of these other players. Whether these...
Yeah, let's see if that comes into play here.
will decrease.
These are early misses from Iceland side.
Couple more there for Karivi and Baker. Yeah, very consistent misses too. On the other hand, Sweden still holding on to a triple FC. It's also going to be another miss there for Ash Ketchum. Ooh, and this is not working out the way they wanted it to. Certainly isn't.
Yeah, Ash missing in solidarity with his team. That's true leadership right there.
Oh, absolutely.
Meanwhile, though, Sweden, surprisingly good performance on this. Expect at least one miss on a low approach rate hidden like this, but Sweden, yes, we're prepared. So, may have been a bad gamble.
I am quite surprised indeed by Sweden's performance here too. I did expect a couple of misses here and there, but this is really pristine.
Satomi is like, what, a couple droplets missed maybe? The other two, not even that. Rock solid.
I think this might just very well tank the confidence of Iceland if they were to see this result. This is a very large gap by now. 540,000 points, only increasing.
I don't think there's much hope for a comeback here unless someone from Sweden just disconnects, so... the internet gods prevail, then we can make a point here. But Tomi, Noiko, or Enjoyer gonna both be finding those misses. Won't hold the full combo to the very end. Mamaru holding it for now.
And unfortunately, they will miss too. A triple miss for Sweden right at the end. But I mean, will it matter? It won't in It won't in the scoreline at least. Still going to be a point for Sweden, and it's still going to be by a very large difference of 611,000 points. That gamble did not pay off for Iceland. It certainly didn't.
Yeah, bit unfortunate there. Ash Ketchum with a very nice just single miss. We'd expect out of a player of his caliber. Global rank 31. But fortunately, not too many other higher ranked players in Iceland that can back him up. Actually, two other players on screen right now are number 2 and number 3 in Iceland. But global ranks starting in the 4 digits, so gonna have to do the best they can with what they got. And it looks like double time 3 gonna be the next challenge they face, picked by Sweden.
Sweden is calling this a bit of a gamble as well, but that's gonna be a bit of a joke, right? I think Sweden will definitely be strong on this one, especially after going from a AR 8.2 pick to this double time pick, which is like close to AR 10 transition for any player, especially at lower skill caliber in the middle of the tourney. And even still, Sweden can also swap out a player here, seemingly EPS coming in. Yeah. This might be rough for Iceland. I'm not entirely sure what they're capable of on double time picks. We're gonna have to wait to see here. I believe Ash Ketchum will do pretty great, as they always do. Karivi once again, really trying the hardest, but sadly just not really keeping up with the others.
Yeah, I mean, some of these maps are just, they're difficult. I mean, I would struggle on them. I would not perform well on these. I am washed. But Iceland trying their best, definitely outperforming me, and not the win in my book.
Ash Ketchum with the earliest miss there for Iceland. I do believe that it's going to be followed up by misses from both Berk and Karivi as well. So Tsomi will find the first miss for Sweden, but these misses will be more consistent once again on the Icelandic side. Karivi and Berk here missing once again. It's a quick map, but there's already a fairly large gap of 170,000 points. It increases rapidly as well.
Yeah, going from that low pressure rate hidden into double time, AR-10 double time, that's kind of brutal. Sweden really had to do them like that, especially since, unlike Sweden, Iceland can't just swap any players out.
Yeah, and it's not fair to use that to your advantage here. Sweden opting for a nice tactic, for sure. Shame Maros, and my apologies, also missed there for Sweden, but again, just more consistent misses there for Karivi and Berk here. So that one miss from the Swedish end won't really dent the score line too much. 500,000 points of difference by now.
Yeah, score lead going to be growing again. What a large number, just shy of 700,000.
Yeah, little to say about that. Unfortunate 2 misses there for us, Ketchum, but on the other hand, we have EPS coming into that lobby and really outperforming everybody else. Very nice full combo there from them. And that's gonna
I think that
feel good. That's gonna feel really good.
Yeah, I think that just goes to show, kind of like what I mentioned earlier, how it's extra rough going from that low approach rate hidden into some high-speed double time EPS. Only one to swap in the lobby forms the best. It speaks for itself a little bit. A very nice full combo.
Absolutely. We move into a hard rock pick here from Iceland once again. So opting for fairly high AR, not going back to for AR stuff like they just did with the hidden 2 pick. This is not quite AR10, but it is very close to it.
Yeah, that's an interesting pick for that reason. Because, like, AR10 is a difficult skill set that you typically don't get comfortable with, at least like in a tournament setting, until much higher ranks. So, obviously, no doubts on Ash Ketchum's abilities here, but I'm wondering if Hard Rock is really the best pick for their team. Like, mixed mod is fine, because Ash can take the Hard Rock, and it's all good, but putting his two teammates on Hard Rock might not be the best strategy. I'll have to see.
I mean, they've probably practiced like a couple of maps very specifically, and this just seems to be one of them. You would mostly expect the ranked teams to go for no mod. That is what happens most of the time whenever they face off against a very big team like Sweden. That seems to not be the case this time around, but it's not really paying off too well either so far. Berkir and Karivi with early misses once again, unfortunately. Another miss there for Berkir. And Sweden will already hold a bit of an advantage right from the get-go.
Yeah, we got this technical map, Portrait 10. I mean, that's something I never got comfortable with myself. So, it's just, yeah, it's a tough skill set to ask for the teammates. Doing pretty well so far, though, I have to say. Like, I'm impressed with Kirby and Berkir's performance.
Me too. They're doing quite good. Getting close to S rank so far. So hopefully they can hold on to that for as long as they can. Hopefully they can make it to the S rank. In the meantime, Dadapada with another miss there for Sweden. But again, not really putting a dent in the scoreline at all. Ash Ketchum, so with a double S, but he can't provide for the, fortunately. Yeah, and it just kind of goes like this again. Unfortunately, Berkir and Karivi not really up to standards here, despite them really trying their hardest. And in the meantime, Sweden actually really performed well, considering their roster too. I'm quite surprised by the amount of full combos and low miss counts that they are dropping so far. And we have another full combo there for Shamamiru, as well as for Ash Ketchum. Shame Maru, I'm very sorry once again. It's nice to see these full combos, but unfortunately, it doesn't really merit Iceland too much in the long run. Improve the scoreline too much. Double S even for Shame Maru. That is really impressive considering those weird droplets.
Yeah. Yeah, Sweden on their top game here, and looking like they're gonna be the final pick. I want to see the no mod 1 if someone's listening. Let me give Iceland a chance to perform here. Pick the mod 3. I'll take that.
Alright, see the weird one, the weird no mod. Sweden trying to end this with a unconventional one. We haven't seen too much Nomad in action here today. In the previous match, Nomad was not really played too often either. This one was played in Indonesia versus Canada too. Well, actually, they did play the combat right at the end, so Nomad 4, but a lot of teams opting for the hidden hard rock double time these days. Nice to see some more variety, that is for sure.
Yeah, stat-wise, I feel a lot better about Iceland on this, but there is that funky slider tech that I'm curious to see how Kirui and Berkir handle that. If they have some good practice on that and they have that down, I think Iceland has a chance to perform pretty well here. Would love to see Iceland taking a point. Just one.
That would be great. Just one.
There we go. That's what I have to see in chat. Someone said tiebreaker hype. I agree. Let's go the distance, actually. Canada robbed us of our tiebreaker last match.
Somebody has to do it, so Iceland, give it your all. Give us that tiebreaker. Let us see it happen. The 6th map of this match. Karibi with a couple of early misses there. It's a really snappy map.
Yeah, those snaps are difficult. We're here though, doing really well on them.
Still holding on very nicely. And I missed there for NC Enjoyer. Oh, unfortunately, big misses there for Birkir right off. Still got to give the lead back to Sweden again.
Birkir misses on the wiggle a little bit. Has recovered though on another miss, but overall, Birkir, I think, doing quite well on this. Really struggling a little bit.
I really like the way the spinner is mapped as well.
Yeah, that's just the type of thing you'd expect XCon to spend a lot of time on. It's a very XCon thing to do.
I think we are talking about the wrong mapper there.
Oh, you're right. Shrinkio. What was XCon last map? That's my brain. I'm just out of brain
It
juice.
was indeed. It was indeed. They
Okay,
are very
yeah.
similar maps indeed. So
This is like XCon style mapping as well. Dang it!
It kind of is.
They're playing with me.
Hence the Caribbean
Shrinkio.
work here. Couple of misses
Also
with
something I
Enjoyer.
can see them doing.
Couple of misses too. Ash Ketchum are still holding on to it. Double S, the only one in the lobby, and really giving it them all, but not enough. Again, it seems with the score difference of about 250,000 points.
I have about a quarter of the map left to go. Clearly, I have run out of steam and brain juice, but seems like Iceland perhaps run out of steam as well. Sweden powering on through, looking to close this out in a clean sweep.
Yeah, it's looking very clean so far. Ash Ketchum still trying everything he can on this final pick. It's not going to be enough. We can Sweden just more consistent. Just a bit of a better roster this year. Hopefully Iceland keep their heads up after this one. Hopefully they'll come back stronger. Another very nice full combo however for Ash. We got to mention that once more. Incredible performances from him. It's however not going to be enough to carry the team. Nice try by Karivi and Birke as well. Very solid performances as well. And I think they really tried the best. So it definitely worthy of praise as well. Valiant effort from them. It's just you're trying your best against a 14 seed team. As a 30th seed, that is always going to be a harsh matchup. And very punishing if you face them in the losers bracket so early on. So sadly, that's going to be the year for Iceland.
But I think it's fitting they go out playing a match with fellow Nordic brethren. So very nice match overall. With that gonna complete the block for now. I think we're gonna have a short break, but we do have 2 more matches coming up today. Meet Estonia versus Mexico, and then Chile versus Belgium coming up 18 and 19 UTC. So congratulations Sweden on that victory. But we still got 2 more matches. I think until then though, that we will be taking a break on stream. So get your snacks, get some lunch, get some dinner, depending on where you're at in the world. Till then,
Get
it's
a
been
match.
Snowleopard. Yeah, get a
Yeah,
badge.
you could get it anywhere you are in the world, really.
Get a profile banner. Go give those. I actually just got mine earlier today. Yeah, till then, 46 minutes. Definitely be here for that. You don't want to miss it. But I've been Snow Leopard here with Sarton. Thank you guys all for watching, and we'll see you at 18 UTC.
Yeah, take care. We'll see you soon.